Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I had an opportunity to peek into some of your rooms to see how you were doing, and you all were doing fantastic work. And so, I, for one, am very excited to hear what you all came up with. And so, what we'll do is we'll just go down each group, starting with A and on down. And we thank you for sharing the mural board here, Dr. Dave. So we're going to start with you, Patrick. Do you want to start off by telling us what problem it is that you chose to solve, and just kind of work your way through, and don't forget to maybe just share what this experience was like for you as well.
Okay, you were my sounding board, I guess, and it was a conversation basically on economic justice and I guess on a global scale as well as social justice, and a recognition that progress is going to come from levels of creating awareness, you know, making the people aware of what the truth really is, getting rid of the mindset of I call it the old thinking, master servant mindset, and that leads to unequal distribution of growth and resources being pilfered, and it, borders around having a group setting of like-minded individuals to move towards more progressive thinking that's more equitable and fair to all, and to work on doing that, as well
Yeah,
as efforts in community development, pulling resources together to revive and grow, I guess, decrepit societies and neighborhoods. So
yeah,
something along those lines.
yeah. What was the specific offer that you were thinking of making? Because I know there were a couple of different areas that you could have gone in. Where did you land on for this particular project that the offer you like to specifically make?
Well, for me, it all came back to that, basic collaboration, like-minded people with the right information at their at their hands, being able to see the picture and walking towards achieving goal that makes sense. So it's more around creating a global community that thinks that way, walks towards that way, and has adequate information to make the right choice.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you're still kind of going through how you'd like to do this. What was this experience like for you?
Um, I would call it mind engaging because it you roll it around. It's a vision, but you realize it's not a static vision. It would always be dynamic. It would change based on circumstances at every point in time. So you would have to continue to retrospect and improve on whatever tactic you are employing to achieve that goal.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about your experience with this? I mean, anything at all?
Not really. I mean, I think in the last few years, I've become involved in a lot of groups, especially agile groups, and started to appreciate the networking between, um, I'll say, the global crowd, people, especially the younger ones, learning from each other. So at least there's a certain awareness being built that, things could be done better. We can't uh, fall into that full mindset of, winner takes it all. But at least we have to be able to share for this world, for this universe to remain the way it is. If not, it always goes south.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And we're going to keep going here.
Vince
Group
isn't here,
B,
so we got to
this
go to
was
B.
Vince.
He's not here.
Okay. Okay. All right, Tiffany. Walk us through it. What was your problem and the customers and offer and so forth?
Hold on.
We'd love to see you on camera.
Yes, okay, I'm turning it on.
Okay.
Okay. So I had a meeting with Mercy. She's in Lagos, Nigeria. Very enlightening. So our project is empowering women to live their best lives, and hers specifically is to empower women and also bring women of Nigeria into technology, into the tech industry, and specifically in Agile. And so that's what's the problem, or what is our vision? And customers who we're serving, thanks Michael for helping me organize this based on our conversation. Sorry, Mercy had to leave because she had another call she had to attend to. So in Nigeria, we are targeting women in Nigeria, specifically the millennials. And independently, I'm also working with this group out of India. It's called Will Mentor, which is specifically empowering and providing training, community, and resources to bring the millennial women into the professional world instead of what societal expectations of for a lot of the women in the rural city areas is just to be arranged marriage and then have kids and more of a domestic role. So over there, they're serving 200 women that are millennials to enter the professional world, whether it's technology or, just professional or artists, creativity, or in the sports arena. So those are just two independent projects that I'm involved in. And then for our offer, right now, Mercy is running a meetup group for Agile professionals, and she has 1,600 members. So she's invited me to join the meetup group, and then they meet every week, but then the week after, or in the probably next month, I will do a guest speaker speaking on the new technology, which is blockchain, and then providing mentorship to bridge the gap between current technology and what the world is transferring or morphing into, which is crypto and blockchain. Now, Mercy specifically for her Learn Tour, it is an organization that train and place everyone, but they're targeting women to be in the Agile industry. So they have scholarships and training and community to support women in that. And our value proposition that we're fulfilling for women is, to bring them on to a higher paying profession, and that builds confidence. We will be assisting in developing leadership in that, just to boost gender equity in the tech industry. And ultimately, which is my main goal, is to empower women to have financial stability for themselves and for their families.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, as you participated in this exercise, what kind of maybe feelings or thoughts were coming to you as you were putting this together, you and Mercy?
Wow, I should have recorded what I just said. um, really, really enlightening for what just transpired the last 2 hours or 3 hours. As you know, Michael, I talked to you yesterday, and all of this is just coming to me because it started just as a thought sometime last year as opportunities. I talked to you yesterday. You invited me to this conference, and then here I am meeting Mercy, and then I just, had a business plan impromptu just now, and getting it out of my mind on paper, collaborating with this woman across the world that I just met, that and she asked me for me to mentor her, so I accept. So we're meeting next Thursday, and we'll meet every week for 30 minutes, and I will mentor her into the whole blockchain space. And yeah, really, really cool. Just, it's when two great minds with a joint purpose come together. It's very, very powerful. And now we just discovered all these other linked to organizations that independent that she's inviting me to participate. And then I'm going to connect her with Dr. Bindu Nair in India, which is another powerhouse, to tap into another 200 million women that we can serve. And then my guy here in LA that has the money protector to also build wealth and empower women to build wealth on there. So really, really cool. I think it's going to be really cool for Nigeria. Just a little bit about what's happening in Nigeria. Last year in the fintech space, which is financial technology, I mean, all of Africa, they got $2.2 billion of capital infusion into that space. And Nigeria got 1.2 billion of that, in the fintech space. So that country is hot, and there's a lot going on in the financial technology. And I think, and they're going to need more workers and in that, Agile to help build businesses and build the products. So it'll be really, really interesting to see what will transpire and what will come about from this exercise here and what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you accepted my invitation and you created a miracle for yourself in the process. So congratulations on that.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. You bet. Okay. Group D. Talk to us.
So it was interesting because we came from a bunch of different industries and perspectives and levels of learning, but we all kind of wound up with the same common issues, which is a lot of feeling overworked and underpaid, the amount of work we put into things versus our outcomes are not in balance, which is kind of what inspired, I think, the original Post-it to begin with. So we kind of started just kind of throwing out different ways that we were impacted by that, and that even other people are impacted by that. So what we kind of came to was that as part of being in an organization, what if instead of there just being like, do your work, get paid, we formed organizational like working agreements. And I think Hope used the term care plan for employees that include things like, and like the 4-day work week is a big common thing. Well, what if that extra day or even a couple hours throughout the week were paid hours to not be working, but to either deal with family stuff, or for those of us who don't have kids, put time back into communities, take some heat off of parents and teachers and the educational side. So we're like even helping out in our communities for that. And what all of this kind of turns into in a product is kind of an HR Agile framework that addresses some needs for our customers, who are pretty much everybody: ourselves, our coworkers, our communities, the schools, our leaders at work, and our actual customers at work. all these people benefit from this kind of perspective. And I will pass it along to my colleague for section 3.
Hello. So what we came up with, we had some features and basic principles, but one of the things that we have learned is that, so our solution is an HR agile-minded people-first framework. So one of the biggest problems we see is that there's no accountability for the leaders who commit to more than the team can provide in a healthy way. So it just kind of gets passed down to where the workers are the ones who bear the extra responsibility, the extra time, the extra everything. So below we have, so it would be accountability working both ways. And one of those things would be, there's an agreement of trust. And then if that trust has been damaged either way, that there's some way that we can open this dialogue, because right now the only solution employees have is I quit. Like there's got to be some in between. Clear expectations, negotiating procedures so everyone's in agreement. Setting aside a portion of time for the common hours and maybe having the rest be flexible hours. So if there's 4 hours a day where we need to be ready to collaborate, awesome. Let's do our meetings then, let's do our collaboration then, and then let's get it done when we can so we can be there for our families. Leadership accountability, inner outer role. I think Shalise was the one who shared this about how within our group, we have explicit roles that we are hired to do, but then within the groups, we tend to take on an inner role where we take on extra assignments. Some of our group members were showing like, well, I'm the one who always does this because it's what I'm good at. It adds on to their plate. Maybe we could talk more deliberately about those, and that way we can help offset the extra responsibilities when members of our team take those on without it being job description. But setting clear boundaries, preferred methods of communication, and just rethink how we measure success. So for ours who were in patient care, feedback our testimonials as a criteria for those incentives and rewards, whatever those rewards might be. All right, and I'm going to pass it to Jenny.
Hi. So, it was very interesting having the diversity of folks that were in our group and their backgrounds, because we had folks that were in IT, knowledge workers, and then we had somebody who was an in-health home care provider, right? And so it was really nice to see that there was a lot of the same pain everywhere. There was a need, but how different the practices would have to be to address those. And that really helped us realize that we could not have a prescriptive answer to this, but more of something that could guide folks in their decisions. And we all shared some stories about some what good looks like and what bad looks like. And so this framework idea is that we have some guiding principles for HR managers, employees, and everybody to use, but also a collection of practices, right? There's a lot of goodness that's going out there. We talked about the user manual of me and things like transparent salaries, but those only work in certain contexts. So having a collection of those practices kind of to look through would be cool. So I just health of the human over romanticizing overworking was kind of an inspiration I had just a moment ago. So I didn't get the Post-it notes caught up quickly enough. So we didn't really spend a lot of time on the value proposition because I think we all felt it so much. But here's 2 examples of what good looks like. So I'll give you a moment to look over those. But the biggest of these is that it's leaders modeling that there's things more important than work. It's the employees and the employees' lives.
Wow. Yeah, so you all came up with this new innovative framework that you would, take into companies and help them ensure that the people are first and foremost. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you all were thinking about this concept and really leaning into it, because I had an opportunity to step into your group, what was it like working with each other on this project?
awesome. I think we like want to go on a trip together or something and talk more about this. We had a great time. You know, I think we had a great time and we got to know each other pretty well, even as people came kind of in and out of the group. But we got a lot of work done, right? I mean, we had a lot of pretty good, deep conversations. I mean, we didn't maybe like check all the boxes that we were supposed to in here. But I think we did some really good documentation of the ideas that we had and pain we were trying to address.
Yeah.
We also got off on some other tangents for a while. So we shared things that weren't related to this, but that would be useful to all of us. Everybody had something that somebody else needed. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We really took the Agile for Humanity concept to heart.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Well, fantastic, everyone. I am just thrilled with the work that you all have done. Not that you need me to be thrilled. I mean, it's more important that you're thrilled and that you feel like you got value out of this experience. And it sounds like each and every one of you did.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, do any of you see yourself taking this project further down the road? I know last year we had one team that took their project, a little bit further, and they've still been working on it. And I'm just kind of curious if anyone sees that for themselves here. Or was this just a fun experience and you're gonna just keep moving on? And there's no right or wrong answer.
Maybe we can get together and write an employee manifesto. The Great Resignation, followed by, here's the new terms if you want to keep us.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Flip the book, right? Flip the book.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
No, very powerful, especially now, Jody. I think it was last year when Apple in the Silicon Valley asked the employees to come back to work, and tech talent is very, very scarce in the Bay Area. And the employee says, no, we like remote work, so make it happen. And they had to change, they had to alter the directives to allow people to come back 2 days a week instead of full on 5 days, right? So it's very, very powerful. And coming out of the pandemic, with the way, with remote work and with the digital tools that we have now to allow for a lot more freedom for workers. So I think this is unprecedented that for the first time ever that we, the people, the workers, have the most power to demand the companies for more of the freedom and the benefits that we've never had before.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good work, everyone. So we finished up a little bit early. Dr. Dave, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming here and putting your energy into the conference over 2 days. Some of your faces I've seen for the last 2 days, and we've been at this learning different things. And I want to encourage you to come and volunteer for Agile for Humanity, because not only do we have an annual conference, but we have a bi-monthly meetup also where we're bringing in speakers and we're covering different topics. We're not just about agility, we're about product development, technology. I mean, we even had someone who was coming in here doing graphic illustration, which I thought was so cool, that experience. So there's so many different things that we cover because, we're just not just about technology and agility, but those are our staples, just to let you know.